Shaitan Rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My name is Musa Abdul Mujib Qadri, and I'm here to present for a documentary on dealing with Vietnam vets and their country. I grew up in America and was raised as a Christian. And during the time of the war, the Vietnam War era, I was drafted in 1966. In 1967, I was sent to Vietnam. And during this period, I dealt with unloading bombs off a ship to send to the Air Force for dealing with dropping war people. And during that period, we saw many things and heard of many things that were happening. There were atrocities that happened around the world. And during that period I used to stop and think and ask myself about, what am I doing here? Why are we over here? At one point, there was a young Vietnamese who was 1 year from the age of being drafted. And he asked me, what was I doing there? And I had no answer for him. At that point, I realized that the majority of the people in Vietnam did not want us there. So I began to search and ask for guidance. And then Allah sent to me, after I came back home, the guidance to come to Islam. And I've lived here being a veteran and trying to establish my life and living with my family, and until the situation came with 911, and it brought such an impact on the people that the people began to look at us as if we were some type of threat. And all this time we were raised here. We were veterans who fought for this country. There's some who died, have medals, everything that from this country. Now, I remember after 911 going to work, and I went to work the next day, and a man came up to me and asked me, there's one question I want to ask you. Are you Muslim or American? And I looked at him and asked him, what did you say? He said, are you Muslim or American? And I asked him, I have one question for you. Are you Christian or American? He said, I'm a Christian American. And I said, well, I'm a Muslim American. At that point, I started to see how people look at us. To dress as I dress, to wear a turban, they have all put these things together as meaning terrorists. But this turban represents our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He wore the turban. That is why we wear the turban. And it seems to be a systematic, concentrated thing to discredit Islam around the world. During the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the same thing happened. And the only thing he brought was peace and love. But they used to say that he brought violence. And the same thing is being repeated today. For us to establish our religion and live as American citizens, we are being looked upon as being some type of terror group. Within Islam, that's oxymoron. You can't be a terrorist. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell you that those who spread mischief, their place is in Jahannam. So a Muslim cannot be one who spreads mischief around the world. Our whole goal is to spread peace. And by spreading peace, it brings the love and harmony within the whole world. And for some reason, there's a concerted effort to distort this. And so we as American citizens, not only American citizens, but veterans who have fought, who have given for our country. And we are looking to be respected as first Muslims and Americans. This is our country. This is our home. This is where we live. This is where we raised up. We have nothing to do with any terrorism, be it here or anywhere. Terrorism is against our whole being. So we are presenting to the American people, look at us as who we are. Look at us as Americans. And when you observe then, look at us as the way they look at Christians. If someone who is a Christian does something, they do not automatically say, this is Christian terrorism. But they link it with us. And we are looking for that same respect. That if someone does something, we don't have to go out and explain it, because this is not us. Anything that is done that is outside of Islam has nothing to do with us. So we try to convey this to the people so that people understand truly what we're about and what we stand for. We have children who have gone to into the service and have fought in the service. So we are looking for the same respect as given to all other Americans. I thank you.